Yo, what's up, everybody? Man, have I been putting this off. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been afraid to share. Like, I have so much stuff, so many poems in my head, so much writing, and in some ways I'm ready and I'm taking those tentative steps forward. And then there's this other part of me that's like, damn, I do not want to be that public with my life. I'm like a pretty private person, and a lot of times I'm pretty introverted. And I think compounding all that, recently I haven't been as optimistic about the state of the world. Like a lot of my writing used to be much more uplifting and much more encouraging because that's how I felt. And for the past couple of years, it's been harder to hold that candle for myself, and therefore harder to hold it for everyone else as well. And a lot of my old writing, like, I haven't performed in a couple years now because it ceased to inspire me. And then the other day I was out hiking in the woods, and I went through and I was just doing all of my poems out loud, and some of them that I hadn't tasted in a long time were coming back through strong. And I was like, all right, these are still relevant. In fact, some of them are even more relevant than they were before. Anyway, I'm sitting here out of doors, and I decided to stop hemming and hawing and just pause beneath this beautiful tree before the sun sets, and speak some words that I wrote to myself because I think they're good for our collective mental health and well-being. Optimism is the power which optimizes our human potential, and its effects in our lives are exponential. And so consequently, in the company which I now keep, I get to see my intentions for the future multiply like 10 factorial because I've discovered community and tribe. And I'm now living with a group of other artists who are all using lies to tell the truth. We spin them into wisdom allegorical, so that right here, right now, in this present moment, as historical prejudices and perspectives repent, we don't have to worry or focus on what's old to reinvent. Because our generation is figuring out that we can simply circumvent and pitch a tent upon the sacred grounds that are our ideals. The concepts that we are rolling out right now as a species are sparking equally as many revolutions as when the early hominid discovered the wheel, and each of us, we exist like a word heard, a spoke within a wheel spinning. We're like a probiotic culture that's slowly forming into curds, and the way I see it, our job is to help shepherd the herd and fine-tune this delicate societal transformation. We gotta keep our own connections clear with yoga, breathwork, meditation, so that we can collectively break free from this caste system and dial in our own stations. And once you tune in the knobs of your mental radio receiver and you can pick up this transmission, I know that you too are a believer, that our society has become infected. And we now exist at a fevered pitch because the time has come to ditch this fear mentality. And once we do, it is a simple eventuality that we will all wake up from this collective nightmare sweating and realize that by remaining asleep, it was us who was aiding and abetting in the cultural bloodletting. The time has come, my friends, to change the setting and to evolve the plot, because the future, it's whatever we all see in it. It's like a Rorschach ink blot. It's just a pattern of our minds, imagination, and co-creation, and now the stage is set for our generation's manifestations. May these words help inspire you as they help remind and inspire me that more important than the reality we see on TV is the one that we choose to believe. That's the one in which we are inherently free, if we allow it. Let's imagine a better world together. A world where people live in harmony with each other and with their surroundings. Where we take from the earth in gratitude, in recognition of the value we're receiving, and give back in abundance for future generations. May we create this world from an inner landscape of optimism, love, hope, joy, connection, community. These are my prayers, and I share them with you. Let myself come into view.